So yeah, we could have like 100,000 subscribers and like,
right.
I
And
still want to just like this, like
and so that is not a force that would potentially corrupt the thing. But
on my side,
right.
I don't know. Maybe,
and that's the thing. Like, so we watch you watch or read, a biopic about a band or someone. I just watched the Priscilla movie where about Priscilla
Presley.
Yeah, Priscilla Presley, the Sofia Coppola movie and all that. And obviously you're picking up with Elvis in that film when he's already famous. He's in the military and he's stationed in Germany and all that stuff. But, how did, you even saw the corrupting forces that, that impacted Elvis. The colonel coming in and seeing how he could take what Elvis was doing and turn it into a business and really do some things to manipulate and control Elvis and all that stuff. A person sets out to make music, and Elvis did it without this, well, I'm going to use music to get famous. Mm-hmm. He wanted to make music and he got famous. And then things get it turns into this machine, Kurt Cobain and
mm-hmm.
So this me throwing these things out there is just sort of like, I think the question I'm getting at after all of this conversation is, what forces, and this is I'm asking rhetorically, what forces end up corrupting those pure intentions when people set out to make something just because they want to make this thing?
Well, the other thing too is like I don't think this is really a format and or a like there's so many things that kind of push against the idea that this thing would ever be some huge corrupting force.
Yeah.
Like I just don't think there's a massive audience out there.
No, absolutely. It's not
really wants
right.
to. Yeah.
And we're not,
which is, it's almost like you build in the restraint at the beginning,
right?
And just the way that
mm-hmm.
it's just, this is not going to be appealing to a large audience,
right?
Most likely.
Yeah.
And, so part of it's like, I don't know if we're gonna have to worry about a lot of that because it's just the format itself kind of prevents that from. Yeah.
I mean, I would argue anything's possible. While I agree with you, the likelihood of us being as big as Elvis, likelihood of us being as big as Elvis is very, very, very low.
There's a part of both of us, I'm sure, that's like, oh man, well, wouldn't it be great if we could just do this? But then, it paid us each, this was our salary. Like, right. This is all we had to do. Like,
but I think
obviously there's a part of that to everything we do, which is a conversation in of itself, and a conversation we've had before. But
so here's something that was interesting. I watched the documentary on Elvis on Netflix about his 1968 comeback special, and the Colonel's got his hands on it. Elvis wants to do this comeback special, and he sort of has this desire to get back to basics, right? And go back to singing some of the music that he had gotten away from, and to sort of change the trajectory of his career. And the Colonel gets involved, and he wants them to do all these dumb skits and sketches that are kind of reminiscent of all the kind of the dumb movies he was doing and all of that stuff. And I say dumb as in Elvis, got to the point where he thought they were all dumb and trash, but the Colonel manipulated him, and you have these contracts, you have to do them, and he didn't think he had a choice. And Elvis is just frustrated with all these sketches and all the rehearsals and all that stuff. And so in this downtime, they're in the dressing room, and he's got his old bandmates from like his early days of playing, Jailhouse Rock and all that stuff. And when they're in the dressing room, they all have their instruments, and they're just jamming. They're just playing, and he's playing gospel songs, and he's playing what he is doing. He is the pure thing. And the director of the whole special comes in, and he's like, what the hell is this? And he's like, this is the show. And immediately wants to incorporate this. And there's like a whole segment. I haven't watched the special. I can't wait to watch it. But there's a whole segment.
It's just terrible.
Where Elvis is sitting there with those bandmates, like making the shit up as they go.
Yeah.
Which is like, right? Like television's worst nightmare.
Especially in 1968. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you guys are just going to sit around and figure it out? Like, we can't do that. But it's everybody's favorite part of the whole show because it's pure.
Yeah.
And he like stumbles, he messes up. He's like nervous and talking to the audience. Like it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Whereas like they'll show footage of this dumb skits that the Colonel wanted them to do. And you're just like, this is such fake artifice bullshit.
Yeah. It had been a golden afternoon. And I remember having the familiar conviction that life was beginning over again with the summer and summer.